What's that crazy West OB gonna talk about today? I don't know. We'll find out together, will we? Well, obviously it's gonna start with I got the COVIDs. If you part of the cadre, you already know that. It's frustrating. Here, let me show you what we're using today, though. I got a freaking the most beautiful bald head and shaving Brian enabled me, and thankfully so. Let me rinse off the handle of this brush because it's gorgeous. Long story short, look at that. I love that handle. Yeah, this is from so I can't even. West Coast Shaving, is that right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's where it's from. I can't even read without my glasses. We've gotten to that point, gentlemen. Yeah, West Coast Shaving. Yeah, that's just cool design. I'd ordered one of these, this one, over a year ago, and they sent me a green one. Do not like green. I've said this before, so I've passed it on to somebody. Probably should have kept it. It's still a cool design. But then every time they have a big sale or whatever, the blue one is out of stock. This is a synthetic. I didn't want to pay. Was it $50 for the Badger? Didn't want to pay that, but they're having their holiday sales. Again, I went and looked. It was sold out. And then Brian pointed out one time it's back in stock. So I got that. And then you got to add enough to get the free shipping to save you $8 on shipping. I spent another whatever. I don't know. But this is one of the things I added to it. Central Texas Soaps Weekend Rodeo. Or if you're in Southern California, it's Rodeo. This is a good smelling thing. The closest I could get to, I didn't read the notes recently, it's Tuscan leather. It's kind of leather with that cherry kind of fruit scent. I like it a lot, actually. So I'll probably put on the list. I'll see if they've got a scent would be best. If they just have an aftershave, that's fine. Using the Blacklands Vector. Just went in the drawer to grab something loaded up. Haven't used for a bit. But yeah, if you follow the cadre, you know my daughter got COVID December 24th. Kind of ruined our Christmas. And then the day before she was out of her 10-day quarantine, yes, 10 days. First of all, it was before the 5-day rule, and she had symptoms and all that. So we won't even get into that. I think the CDC is nuts, and a lot of other medical people think that as well for this 5-day thing. And we know that it was based on what people they could hope that they would do versus the best thing to do. Anywho, the day before she was out of that, my wife and I tested. We were positive. We've been sick for a while. That's the weird thing is we got the big old PCR test twice. Once a day or two after my daughter was positive to see if we got it at the same time. She did, nope. And then we started not feeling good, and we're like, oh, we're going to test positive. And we went and got tested, nope, still negative, just sick with something else. And the timing of that was to see if we got it from her the day she turned positive. We didn't know it. Everybody was around her, unmasked and stuff. Nope, got it later. So as you can hear, we both have had various symptoms and things. So we're doing the 10 days, which kind of adds up to this house being on kind of isolation lockdown for like 19 days. It's rough. I won't get into it more than that. But what I will say personally, what's crazy is this will happen and then people will say, well, see, no reason for the vaccine. You got sick anyway. Yeah, I got vaxxed and the booster. I still got it. And I have symptoms. Nothing major. Obviously, I'm not in the hospital here, but, man flu type stuff that's just miserable for us poor folk. And instead of thinking, well, heck, there's no reason to get vaccinated, I'm like, thank goodness I got vaccinated. Who knows how bad this would have been if I wasn't. And just factually, until very recently, we haven't had a single COVID ICU patient in the ICU that was vaccinated. Long time. It's all unvaxxed people, so there's some facts. Anywho, give me a lot of time. My new hobby. If you actually follow this channel, you've seen, maybe you haven't watched them, but I posted some coffee videos. There's another freaking rabbit hole. This is, in general, not as expensive as, let's say, fountain pens or scents, perfumes and stuff get expensive. But I've been trying various different brewing techniques. One of my go-tos is just the AeroPress. Simple, cheap. It has been stated several places it is kind of almost no worry. It's hard to screw it up. I'd say that's true, especially if you get distracted like at work and let it sit in there a little too long and stuff. It doesn't tend not to ruin it. I did do the Chemex today. Again, trying to find something that works for me for a larger, because on the weekends, prior to all my messing around with this, we would brew a whole pot of coffee, just, like you do. And it's a good smelling soap. The fruit scent is kind of artificially, but too not in your face. It's nice. It's nice. We brew a whole pot of coffee, just as a matter of course. Sometimes we'd only drink half of it, and sometimes we'd go back a few times, and kind of by noon it would be gone. But any of these other kind of like hand brewing, pour over immersion methods, you're not getting a whole pot of coffee at one time. Of course, the idea being is that coffee sitting around for hours is not going to be the best drinking for you in terms of flavor, and you should just be brewing yourself another cup, which I've done. But also we like to drink big mugs in the morning, and that's a little tougher too with some of these methods. So the Chemex will get you 2 pretty big size mugs. It's funny, you start thinking in mils instead of ounces, and you start getting into coffee ratios and stuff. Brewed up 800 mils of coffee this morning. But yeah, I've been playing every morning. I tend to do something a little bit different, just experimenting and stuff. So obviously I've had a lot of time to do that because I've been home since the last time I was at work was December 23rd. So in theory, I could go back this coming Thursday, but then I'm off Friday. What was I doing? I just rinsed. Hold on here. My poor daughter, who just went through all this, is scheduled to get all of her wisdom teeth surgically removed because they're not in the right positions and space and stuff. Next Friday. So I've got Friday off for that. So my boss was just, why come back for one day and then be gone? So she's nice like that. So I probably won't. We'll see how I'm feeling. Obviously this junk, whatever it is, who knows? Could be what I had before I even got the COVID, who knows? Anyway, what we preach to everybody at work is you do not show up if you are not feeling well. It doesn't matter if you're negative or not. We don't need you spreading your cuties. I use Thayer's lavender. Just, I've got both, and that seemed to go with the soft, rounded scents of the fruity part of the soap. For the big manly part, do the 2-in-1. Shoot, you know what? No. For the leather, the cowboy, I'm gonna go deep. Maybe deep. And the weather here's been a bummer too. It's been a little, yeah, it's not cold. We see what's going on the East Coast. Holy mother. You know, we watch that every year. And I get that it's probably like people think, oh, there is an earthquake. You live in California, you must be tired of them. But California is a pretty big place. A lot of them happen off the coast or where people don't live. So, you know, we don't feel them all the time. In the East Coast, it seems like every year, everybody lives on the East Coast is dealing with some big old blizzard of whatever the year it is and big pile-ups. And you're like, why would you stay there? But I'm sure it's like spread out and not everybody every year deals with it. But anyway, I'm going to say it's cold enough here that we're not hanging out outside right now. And it's a bummer because today it looks like it's going to be blue skies and sunny out. But then you look at the weather and it's still like mid 50s. So especially with ill and stuff. And the poor cats, they miss being outside. They like watching the birds, pretending like they're going to go off and get one. What am I doing? I think we're pretty much done. I was gonna I could do some talc, but I don't have any in here. You know, I mentioned I cleared off all this stuff for when my sister and her family were gonna use it. And I slowly brought some things back. I have maybe half of my brushes here, but none of the talc. Only a couple of cents. I have to plan ahead, like I said. But here, that was a quick shave. This is the second best single edge razor. Makes quick work of just about anything. Look at that, I got these beauties all lined up on my counter. The Blackwell, black, what is it? Oh man, I just blanked out there. This one, the one I used today in the Occam Orin and then the Asylum RX. Man, this is like the top dog. This is like the meeting of the minds of SE razors. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done a video in a while and I'm thinking, well, geez, it's only was 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up already. This is not what the people came for. Guess I don't have a lot to go on. The coffee, yeah, I got, so don't tell anybody. I ordered the VX, the V60, the pour over. That's like the gold standard of pour overs. I should have done it a week ago when I thought about getting it, but I'm like, I got other stuff to play with and I don't need yet another thing, but I gotta try. It's not very expensive at all since it's the gold standard. That's showing up tomorrow sometime from Amazon, so probably Monday morning. I keep handing my wife coffee. What do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? She thought the Chemex was a little bit stronger than what I get yesterday I brewed with the AeroPress using kind of an increased amount of grounds and then added water to the final product to get it to where it should be. I increased my ratio. I do 1 gram of beans to 15 of water when I use the AeroPress. I went to, did I go down? Anyway, I went up a gram per whatever. Man, I'm not thinking right. A little bit more beans than, no, I went opposite. That's weird. She said today was a little bit more strong. The coffee was stronger than yesterday. But I went down. I went to 1 to 16, which is more water per bean. But I think it's just also messing with the grind size. I do a larger grind size when I do the Chemex, just because of the greater volume. And then also it's known for being slow. The paper is so thick, it takes a long time. And I think, one guy said, don't mess with your grind size. If it takes 6-7 minutes to filter through it, then it just does. I mean, that gives you the best flavor. Not sure if that's true. I increased it a little bit today. It took a long freaking time. I don't time it because it takes what it takes. Maybe I should, just so I know. But maybe I need to increase it a little more. Maybe it just sat in there too long. I don't know. This is not what you turned in for, is it? Anyway, there we go. Thank you, Brian, for pointing out I got this beautiful brush. I got some other stuff that I'll be using. Only 2 other things. I got a aftershave to go with a soap that I've already used and have before. But then this one, Oaken Lab. First of all, that's a cool name for a shave company. And then this one is, I like the name. I like the logo. I like their pictures. I think their pictures are almost all about nature stuff. This one's called Far Afield, Mountain Mist, Still Lake, Cedar, and 5 a.m. And it's off. It's on that. That's on the nose. You do get. It's very much. I've got some other soaps that are like a cedar redwood type of smell. That is this, and it does say cedar. It is on point for smelling like that. And then there is just a fresh that you almost don't even notice unless you're thinking about it. Other like aquatic note that would be their Still Lake and Mountain Mist and stuff like that. Looking forward to using this one too. So there we go. All right, I'll wrap it up. I'll let you go. See you on the forums.